Germany is known as a country of religious diversity. Several phases of immigration since the 50s have led to increased ethnic and religious plurality.
Right, Korea. Today, about 5% or 4 million of German residents are of the Muslim faith, giving the country unique Ramadan traditions and customs. And what are they? We are going to hear the answers directly from the Indonesian Ambassador to Germany, His Excellency Arif Havas Oegroseno.
Hi, Pak Arif, can you hear us?
Yeah, perfectly.
Good. So, how are you? First of all, I would like to ask, how are you doing? All right.
Very good, very well. I'm fasting. Still 11 o'clock here.
Wow. All right.
And it's a very long fasting now because it's mid-spring.
How many hours is a fasting day, Pak Arif?
17 hours.
Wow.
Wow, it's very long,
Yeah.
Very long.
indeed. Well, Pak Arif, about 5% or 4 million German residents are Muslims, right? If I'm not mistaken. This is among the highest in Europe. Can you please tell us about the Ramadan vibes in Germany? Are there any unique Ramadan traditions that people are doing right now?
In some places, yeah, in some areas where you have mosques here, we have lots of Muslim community or Turkish community. You see festivities, you see people coming to the restaurant during iftar. Certain restaurants are fully booked for the iftar. But in general, you don't actually feel it. It's this is in Germany and Europe, so you don't actually feel too much in general. But if you go to some specific locations, some places, then you can feel the Ramadan festivities.
Right. There's, if I'm not mistaken, there's some Turkish areas in Berlin, especially. Is that how you would describe it? That there you can actually. Can you feel it in those areas?
Yeah, in those areas you can actually feel it. People going out during the iftar, and you can sense it, And I think probably if we go to larger Muslim communities like in Cologne, where you have a very beautiful mosque there, so the feel will also be quite amazing, I believe.
Yeah, it's
in those places. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it seems like I think a lot of people are not aware that in Germany there are some metropolitan areas such as Cologne and Berlin, where it's very international. And even in Berlin, the traditional food of Berlin is kebab, right?
Yeah.
That is part of the Turkish influence there. But tell us about the Syrian. Since the war in Syria about a decade ago, there's like about 1 million Syrian refugee in Germany. Has that also changed how Ramadan has been in Germany?
Not really, because the Syrians are basically spread in different cities in Germany. So many of them are engineers, doctors. They go to different places, so they are not coming in one concentrated area. I've seen some Syrian refugees or Palestinian refugees, but they are not living in a particularly high concentration of Muslim community. So because Syrians are just coming like a couple of years ago, whereas the Turkish in Germany, I think since probably the Ottoman Empire, it's been here for very long time. It's been in Europe, not only here in Germany, very long time. So I think they've been here as a presence. They're quite a lot. Now there are some very interesting changes in Germany. For instance, in Bundesliga, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, Matthias Jallenbeck he is the first referee who stopped Bundesliga game to allow Musa Niakate, a defender from Mainz, to stop and drink from 2 bottles.
Wow.
So there is this new development. So and then also on a week after that, when they have a game in Leipzig versus Hoffenheim, so the football players of Hoffenheim, Muhammad Syamakan, he stops for iftar, and then rehydrate, and he play again. Also in schools, actually, in Germany, if you have a fasting students, there are some tolerance. The students are allowed not to join the cafeteria. They are allowed to sit out during sports. They don't have to do sports. And even for the exams, the teachers didn't give exams in the late of the day. So probably in the morning they do it. So it's a, it's a very good development. It's a very good understanding of Muslim community needs. It's, I think, quite new in Europe. I'm not so sure, to be frank. This is the way they do it in France or in other places, but in Germany, this is becoming more and more acceptable.
Wow, that's
practice,
very lovely.
I think very good.
Well, Pak Arif, yesterday we
Yeah.
had the chance to interview the Indonesian ambassador to Brazil, and he said that right there, it is not allowed yet to hold a big public gathering. What about there in Berlin, Germany? We're wondering if the Indonesian embassy in Berlin is maybe organizing any Ramadan events for our fellow Indonesians there. Is big Eid al-Fitr celebrations allowed there at the moment?
Yeah, we are still very cautious, although in general the government of Germany has allowed many gatherings to proceed with very few or less health protocols. But we are looking at the incidence rate is still somewhere around 150,000 a day. 2 weeks ago was 275,000 a day, so it's still very high number of cases. So although the government has eased many restrictions, but we want to be very careful because we don't want to organize an event and then at the end people get infected from the event that we are organizing. So yeah, we are still very cautious on that.
Yeah. Now, speaking about Indonesian, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So normally we have iftar together with every Friday. So now we change it. So we prepare nasi kotak, nasi bungkus, box food, and then we share it with students, with people. Sorry, with the people in the mosque. So yeah.
What could be more Indonesian than that? Nasi kotak, it's perfect. I love it.
Yes. Speaking about Indonesians, how many of them are currently living in Germany? And you also mentioned about COVID protocols. So are there any positive COVID-19 cases among them at the moment?
Yeah, there are some cases, but not very many. Currently, we have 29,000 Indonesians living in Germany across 16 landers, and very few actually live here in Berlin. Only 4,000 or so live in Berlin. And we have an increasing number of Indonesian students. In 2018, when I came first time, we had 7,000 students, and now we have 10,000 students.
Wow, huge increase.
Yeah.
Would you like to leave
Yeah.
a message for Indonesians living in Germany or those living outside Germany but wishing to visit? Are there anything that we should pay attention when we're planning to visit Germany, especially during Ramadan?
Well, for the Indonesian living in Germany, I hope we all can continue, finishing our fasting in a good way, because as we approach summertime, the iftar time it's going later and later. Now is 8:16. I think at the end of the Ramadan it will go 8:30 in the evening. So happy Ramadan, stay healthy, and keep vigilance on the health protocols. And also for Indonesians who wants to travel to Europe, make sure that you are vaccinated, you are boosted, because the cases of Omicron is still very high here. Be careful. And I hope if you are coming here and everything is coming in the right place, so I hope that you had a good time in Germany if you plan to visit here.
All right. Thank you so much, Pak Arif, for being here with us today. That was Ambassador Arif Havas Oegroseno. We look forward to hearing from you again. Should there be any updates in the future, please stay healthy. Thank you, sir.
Danke schön.
Terima kasih. Thank you. Danke schön.